Hello YouTube. Again, not another stream segment, but this was one that I wanted to get out sooner rather than later because I think that it's really, really good in the meta right now with how oppressive Darkrai is. If you saw the video yesterday, I'm recording this on the same day, but it's gonna be uploaded on Friday, so you can check it out. You can check out the video I released yesterday. But basically, the idea with this one is we're taking advantage of the fact that there's no good supports. So in the scenario of like what I've drafted here is you start with a Blissey ban, and then the enemy's probably going to ban something like the Darkrai. This is our use for placeholder because the site is not updated currently. But once that happens, you would then ban the Eldegoss. Enemy would ban whatever really. Arma is there as a placeholder. It doesn't really matter what they ban. In terms of like if anything were to actually mess up this strategy, I think like if they ban something I don't really think there's much they can do with it. The only thing that they could really do to mess up this strategy is to do something like this, where they don't ban Darkrai on one, and would instead do bans like this. And then you're sort of hoping that they ban Darkrai on two, because if they don't ban Darkrai for whatever reason, right? Like again, it's just a placeholder. It's not Darkrai. You're kind of forced to pick it on one, so they might actually get the support that you're looking for, or the defender that you're looking for. But we're gonna assume in the scenario that they ban Darkrai because I think it's kind of a perma right now. And then supporter, you're gonna go Eldegoss. They ban whatever, like a Charizard. But the point here is that what this allows you to do is to get one of the either the pseudo support in Umbreon where it has very good single target healing and Wish. I think it's probably slightly worse, but like the idea here is to force someone off of like a normal traditional heal spam support and put them on a support that's way worse. Because, if they respond to this by either picking something like the Comfy or the Clefable, what you can then do is respond with something like the Delphox, which basically immediately counters both of these because all of these two really have in terms of utility is healing. And it's not necessarily great AoE healing either, especially on side of Comfy. But Delphox really does like the AoE healing of the Clefable, so if they pick the Clefable, it's very good. Obviously, if they pick the Comfy, they're also giving away a pretty heavy dive theme. So you can go, if they go Comfy plus Speedster, you can go something like you could go the Wiggly if you want to, anti-dive mon. You can go double defender here, something like the Ho-Oh, the Mamoswine. Um, any really anti-Dive but basically I think that this is just another way for Blue to take advantage of how good the meta is for them to draft. I wanted to get this. I just think this is a nice new technique. Similarly, like I have in the second draft here, I think that you can do switch ups. Where you ban something like, oh, the Umbreon, the LD, and then you first pick the Blissey, right? I wouldn't recommend first picking the LD. I don't think it's that worthwhile. Um, but like especially the Umbreon and the Blissey because they can kind of fit into two or three different team comps. You could also if you think like the enemy doesn't have um, like sort of what I theorized with other coaches was that you can go again. These are placeholder picks really, but they pick double whatever. You could also go something like Hoopa here, right? And then you really have basically cornered the entirety of the support market because Hoopa will take the Curse Instance function similar to the Delphox, where it'll be the anti-healer, and it can do like that plus RFS or Muscle to do a bunch of damage as well, which will then allow it to function similarly to Delphox. Also stops any sort of like Comfy picks or Clefable picks. Also, I still maintain that Hoopa is probably one of the best mons in the game, so doesn't hurt to have it on your side. Similarly here, I think that if you're going to do the double bans, it's probably best, if you intend to first pick Hoopa, something like this is better. Speedster, support, LD, attacker. If you intend to first ban the Hoopa, or first pick the Hoopa, something like this is better. You do end up giving over the Umbreon, which will function as that pseudo healer. But then you also kind of know that it's going Wish, which kind of neuters a lot of the engage potential that it has, as long as you just play outside of foul play range, or Mean Look range. Even though Mean Look Wish isn't really a threat at all, right? And so if you're trying to do that again, you're kind of assuming they're gonna go foul play, but you could go the Ho-Oh, or they go like Umbreon, they go Gyarados or whatever. Then you sort of have the options to Ho-Oh, the Mamoswine, Tree, Slowbro, also a shout. Basically things that are self-sustainable without necessarily needing a secondary mon. I just wanted to highlight this draft strategy because I haven't seen it done. I think it's very interesting, and I think that it definitely has more expansions, especially if they don't give us new supports that like are healers. If you have 3 bans, you ban Blissey, you ban Hoopa, you ban LD, or if you're trying to first pick the Hoopa, you ban Clef, you ban LD, you ban Comfy, or even like yeah, if you have like 3 bans, you go probably something like this. And then you first pick the Hoompa, or you ban the Umbreon as well. So there's a lot of expansion to do on this, especially with how limited the support pool is. I think it's a really cool way that you can actually pinch something and create a sort of false advantage for yourself without actually having done a lot of draft prep, right? All you really need to do is prep bans, and you're probably going to be able to come out with a good edge in draft.